E.O. Wilson, an American biologist and theorist, once said,
"We need
To preserve every scrap of biodiversity is priceless while we learn to use it and come to understand what it means to humanity."
Wilson's quote suggests the notion that biodiversity is essential to our survival. Biodiversity is the variety of life in the world or in a particular habitat or ecosystem.
The average human being doesn't know that there are between 30 to 30 million different species on Earth, and only 1.7 million we have identified. This is factual proof that our world, though very large, is home to so many more organisms.
Earth is home to many different things. This includes all biotic things, plants, animals, bacteria, etc., as well as abiotic things, ecosystems and habitat.
Biodiversity is crucial to human survival and our lifestyle for many reasons, including how we get food to eat, how living things form relationships with one another for survival, and how energy is transferred throughout our environment. Without all niches of the food chain, which includes our variety of living things, we would not survive. Biodiversity is essential to humanity and its survival here on Earth.
Biodiversity is essential to human survival because we need biodiversity in our food chains, food pyramids, and energy pyramids. Without a variety of life, humanity would not have basic necessities to survive, such as food.
This was shown in the Positions in the Environment handout in the jungle video. In the Position in the Environment handout, we learned about the importance of each niche and how food chains work.
In the jungle video, we learned that products from jungles are essential to human needs, such as medicine and rubber. In the energy pyramid, each niche is very important.
The different niches eat each other.
For example, decomposers, the forgotten niche, clean up decaying organisms and provide nutrients for soil. Consumers, like omnivores, carnivores, and herbivores, eat producers, which are autotrophs, meaning that they photosynthesize to make their own food.
In the energy pyramid, 10% of energy is passed on to each niche. If, for example, there were no producers, humans would not be able to eat plants to survive.
If a species is missing from a food chain or food pyramid, the whole chain would be disrupted.
Humans would not survive. In order for predator versus prey and symbiosis to work, we would need a variety of life, which proves biodiversity is essential to human survival.
As seen in the Fear of Ecology story and the jungle video, relationships between animals keep species alive. In the Fear of Ecology, the wolves were the predators and the elk were the prey.
In this case, the symbiotic relationships outline a set of standards in an environment. One thing eats something else.
The hunt for food between certain species is a relationship. In the jungle video, there were many examples of symbiosis, such as the hummingbird and the flower datura.
Hummingbird got food in this instance and the flower was unaffected. This example of commensalistic symbiosis is that biodiversity is essential because the food webs and chains of environments rely on symbiotic relationships.
Animals can benefit from these relationships, including us humans. Humans depend on these relationships too.
Being a superior species on the food chain, it is essential there is biodiversity in the food web below us and that these species have in place relationships with one another to survive, because otherwise the food pyramid would collapse below us. Biodiversity is necessary for human survival because a variety of life is needed for the environmental cycles. The 6 elements essential to life are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur.
They make up Earth's biomass. These cycles were shown in the Environmental Cycles handout.
In the carbon cycle, plants take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Animals take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide is also released from the burning of fossil fuels, which are decayed organisms. In game, we learned how the cycles work and how different nutrients benefit producers. Dead organisms are also decomposed by decomposers and bacteria, and the carbon they release is absorbed by the plant roots for energy.
In order for this cycle to occur, a diversity of plants, animals, decomposers, etc. are needed. This is true for the nitrogen cycle, phosphorus cycle, and water cycle as well.
Humans need nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, and oxygen to survive, and without these cycles, they would not get all the nutrients they need.
Without biodiversity, humans would have trouble surviving because the environmental cycles will not function properly. 2 threats to human survival are deforestation and overhunting.
Forests are essential to our survival because they provide oxygen, food, and shelter for wildlife.
The website World Wildlife states that deforestation is a particular concern in tropical rainforests because these forests are home to much of the world's biodiversity.
46 to 58,000 square miles of forest are lost yearly.
There would not be enough consumers or producers for food for humans without forests.
Forests act as a carbon sink, and they release oxygen that helps us survive.
Deforestation is a big threat and it will eventually make a dent in humanity.
Overhunting is a threat to biodiversity as well.
For example, overfishing is a threat to the diversity of fish.
According to overfishing.org, we are in risk of losing a valuable food source many depend on for social, economical, and dietary reasons.
Overfishing will eventually cause species of fish to die off that are important to human survival.
All species need to be preserved and should not be overhunted.
Biodiversity is essential for human survival.
Humans depend on other organisms to survive and are interdependent on one another in their symbiotic relationships.
If the population of producers, consumers, or decomposers decreases significantly, we would be affected.
Given these points, biodiversity is necessary for humanity and its survival.